Wow, ladies and gentlemen.
And new WWE Heavyweight Champion representing the New Day.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Big E cashed in on fucking Bobby Lashley and became the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Why?
I got 2 words for you. Hot shot.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I was waiting for a hot shot. Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. The WWE is battling right now. They are battling. I mean, they lost the 18 to 49 demographic to AEW, and then they said it would never happen. The AEW would never beat them. AEW has continuously beat them week after week after week with this 18 to 40 demographic. And right now, the WWE is in panic mode.
Okay, so tell you what, earlier on today, Big E tweeted from his Twitter account. He said, "Cat's out the bag. I will be cashing in my Money in the Bank opportunity tonight on Raw." That was 100% totally.
The thing about that is this: Big E went online. He went on Twitter. He was like, "Hey, check it out. I'm cashing in my Money in the Bank, and I'm going after the WWE Championship tonight." Now we all know that the cash-in, the person who wins the Money in the Bank, never announces it on a public social media like that.
Hey, now check this out. Now check this out. So last week, we had Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston dressed up in the old Outsiders outfit. You know, it says NDR instead of New Day Rock. You know, they're out there doing Razor Ramon and Big Daddy Cool. In fact, Kevin Nash sent a shout out to Kofi Kingston saying, "I've never seen anybody dressed like me move that smooth or do those high flying moves." He was happy with it. They did the tag team turmoil match. They did the gauntlet match. New Day was on a roll. New Day's been really represented pretty well. Even when Kofi was out, Xavier's been, really highlighted on Raw, getting in some good TV time, getting in some good matches. So now all of a sudden, what do you have? Monday Night Raw. Your Money in the Bank champion is walking around talking about, "Hey y'all, I'm coming in to cash in my Money in the Bank championship." He gets to reunite with his boys, and during the entire show, he's back there. He's trolling Randy Orton, talking about holding the Money in the Bank briefcase, sniffing it, smelling it, talking about, "I'm gonna see you later," messing with Bobby Lashley, getting in his head and whatnot, and here we go. He cashes in at the end. Bobby Lashley, spoiler alert, in the main event, he does beat Randy Orton. But after he beats Orton, he picks him up and slams him on the announce table. And it looks like when he did that, the table collapsed forward, hit him in the leg. He's selling a leg injury. And then that's when Big E shows up. Bing, bang, boom. Lashley does get in some offense. He does hit the spear. Big E kicks out. But at the end of it, Big E ends up hitting the big ending. 1, 2, 3. He cashes in. Now the cash-in percentage is at like 72%, whatever.
Oh, no, it's like at 83%. 83% of the people who won the Money in the Bank has won the championship, with the exception of Ken Kennedy and Baron Corbin.
Correct. And who cashed in against Cena on Raw? Cesaro never won the Money in the Bank. Somebody tried to cash in against Cena on
Baron
Raw.
Corbin.
I remember that.
It was Baron Corbin.
Maybe it was Baron Corbin. Yeah. Yeah. And he lost. So
that's when you have heat with the Office. If you win the Money in the Bank and you don't win the championship, you got heat with the Office.
Correct. So there we go. So Big E is a winner, and depending on how much that needle moves, I think that'll tell you how long he's going to keep it.
Well, I'll tell you this. The reason why they hot shot at that match right now, think about the matches that they put on there. The WWE has been maybe messing with fans' heads for the last 2 months. Oh, yeah. Sasha Banks is going to be here to challenge for the WWE Women's Championship. Sasha Banks is here. She's in the arena. Sasha Banks is going to come out right now. Oh, wait. Sasha Banks is not coming out. Here comes Becky Lynch. Hot shot number 1. Okay. Then they say, next week on Raw, the Raw World Tag Team Championships is on the line as RK Bro defends the championships against MVP and Bobby Lashley. did not say anything about a WWE Championship match until 3 days ago.
Correct.
So they changed the whole card on Monday Night Raw like they did last week and the week before. Literally, what's going on is Vince is like, I don't like this, pal. He tears up the script and throws it away like right away.
Hey, man, card subject to change.
Yeah, but you can't really sell your show on card subject to change.
I say that facetiously, but I mean, card subject to change. I mean, that's what they fall back on.
Yeah.
I mean, so, all right. So let's go back to Raw. I mean, we'll start at the beginning. And
well, before we get to the Raw review, let's talk about some crazy news, man. Like,
what kind of crazy news we got?
Man, so Gable Stevenson, Olympic gold medalist. He just wrestled in the Olympics not too long ago. Signs an exclusive deal.
Broken freaking neck.
Dude, he ain't Kurt Angle. Signs a deal with the WWE, but signs a very unique deal. Like he says, hey, I am committed to you right now, Vince McMahon. I will come and work for your company after I graduate from the University of Minnesota.
How much time has he got left?
I think he's like, I think it's a sophomore, so he has like 2 more years.
Oh, shit. So they just did a commercial for him.
Yeah, exactly.
With ESPN, like the whole referencing ESPN.com pictures, and he signed with WWE.
Yeah.
And just nothing in there about him going back to college.
Just like Sasha Banks was going to be at SummerSlam. Yeah. So with that being said.
I mean, even though we knew Kurt Angle signed with WWE way back in the day, it's not like he immediately, I mean, he was like,
she debuted in the ECW.
ECW and kind of went through, and I mean ECW pissed him off really, but he kind of went circuitous route, and then he ended up, and then when he finally did debut, I think he started he broke Taz's undefeated streak, whatever.
Yeah, in New York, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
So, courtesy of my boy Caston Haynes at bodyslam.net, Bobby Fish makes his official debut from MLW, man. Like, Bobby Fish got released in August from NXT, along with a handful of other dudes. Just signed a deal with MLW. Man, things are looking up for that guy. So, Big E's the new WWE champion. Our top ROH star. PCO's contract's coming to an end. PCO, a friend of the channel here. Like I said, NXT's, Samoa Joe relinquishing NXT title due to undisclosed injury. Now, the funny thing about this is this. Why are you going to win the championship? Wait, like 3 weeks before you decide to relinquish the championship on the cusp of NXT 2.0. Explain that to me.
All right, here's the thing.
He just came off injury.
So I read the report today about Samoa Joe having to give up the title because of injury. My fault. I did not click on the title because I didn't click the link because I thought it was bullshit. But where did he injure himself? During what match? Like this is some Pat Patterson Intercontinental Championship,
Phantom Menace.
he injured himself in Buenos Aires.
Lost the title in Rio de Janeiro.
Cross. Like, when did this happen? I kind of feel it coincides with the whole NXT 2.0 thing.
I think that it does coincide with that, and what also it coincides with. I mean, like we all know that the new NXT logo is like young. It's young. Hip. Wale is doing the intro for it.
It's not hip.
But this is what the old people are saying. It's young. It's hip. It's the
It looks
thing.
like silly string.
It looks like someone just took a whole bunch of paint in my kid's art class and just flung it up against the wall and was like, "Oh, NXT."
I saw
a
picture earlier today that had like Doug and SpongeBob and some other characters from Cartoon Network around it, and that's exactly what it fucking looks like.
Exactly, that's what it looks like. So here's the deal. Excuse me. A lot of on-screen people have been they've been cut, budget cuts as a reason for termination. We'll get rid of the people. They're merging numerous departments into one. So now they're calling it WWE Media. Like all the departments are now merged into one. Okay. Now they're all being overseen by Kevin Dunn. Mr. Camera Cut, Mr. 2000 camera cuts in one show. So, it's crazy. Triple H, Matt Bloom, and Shawn Michaels were the ones that are running NXT Creative. They're the ones that pretty much ran the gauntlet. Now
Didn't
it's
Kevin
Vince.
Dunn get fired for putting Mickey James' shit in garbage bag?
No. That's we're not gonna talk about that guy. It's not Kevin Dunn though.
Okay. My bad.
So
My apologies to Kevin Dunn.
So Cassidy Haynes of BodySlam.net also reported that there's another round of production-related releases that are going to be happening within the next, couple weeks. All production. So why are you going to fire a whole bunch of your production group? It's crazy. You're going to fire a whole bunch of your production group, and you're about to launch a brand new remodeled Capitol Wrestling Center for NXT.
Because you're going to use your guys that already do production for Raw and SmackDown to do production for NXT to make it look like those two shows, and you're going to save money by not having to pay more production people. So it doesn't have its own unique look. You're cutting people from payroll. You're increasing your profit. Are you giving your existing employees more work? Yes.
No.
Are you working them to death? Yes.
Here's what I think. I think that Vince is this has never watched the NXT product. He doesn't even care about the NXT product.
He said he's never watched it.
He thinks that they're all too small. They're all too skinny. None of those guys have talent. They'll never look what he did to Karrion Kross. Brought him up, made him a gladiator sex toy. I don't know what the hell he is.
Hey, man.
Gimp.
So sidebar. I think if he were to match up Karrion Kross with T-Bar and Mace, it might mesh. It just might work out.
It looks like he took Animal and Hall. He took Axe and Smash's gimmick.
Axe and Smash.
He took the Gimp from Pulp Fiction, and he all rolled it in. And we know Vince loves big, sweaty, greasy men. So then he put it on this big, sweaty, greasy guy, and decided that, hey pal, you're gonna be a gladiator. But he looks more like a. Yeah, I don't want to even say it looks like. Let's get into the Raw review. Let's go ahead and get into the Raw review.
All right. So
I got nothing else to say.
So I sat down and I watched Raw tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and let you pull up the matches, and I'm gonna tell you what happened. And I'm gonna give you some honest opinions here. I see the changes and the directions that WWE is going in, and I see what
they put Big E back on Raw. That's a good thing. They put the belt on Big E. That's another good thing.
I see what they're trying to do, but once again, I'm gonna reiterate what I said last week, and that is, if I had faith that they were interested or invested in long-term booking,
here we go.
I'd be excited.
Faith. We all know that faith has nothing to do with the WWE right now. Vince doesn't have faith in anything but Vince.
But we'll see.
Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Okay, so here it is. We have Randy Orton versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we had the New Day with Mansoor and Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali versus AJ Styles, Mason T-Bar, your favorite tag team.
Mason T-Bar.
And God, he's so big. Almost. He's so big. It just sounds weird saying that. He's so big.
So let me tell you what I liked about this match. All right.
What you liked?
So what I liked about this match? What I liked about this match is, unfortunately, whenever I see a 4-on-4 tag team, 8-man tag team match, the first thing in my head is I hear someone saying, "We're gonna have an 8-man tag team match, player."
Teddy Long.
That's the first thing that comes to my head.
Channel, Teddy Long. I love Teddy.
But and it's great. But so what we got to see here is we got to see the New Day again, the New Day putting in work. We have not gotten to see a whole lot of Mansoor over the past year.
I mean, that guy. He's actually really good.
Yeah, no, he is really good. And when they had the Saudi Arabia thing, he was out there doing his thing, and he was really good.
Remember,
and Mustafa Ali was good when he was on SmackDown.
Mansoor has the Goldberg streak. Like he went like 80 81 and 0 or something like that before he came on the main roster, and all of a sudden he just started losing left and right.
I mean, the dude has been phenomenal, and but then he disappeared. Like he was like in catering. I don't know.
He was the
WWE
catering champion.
And so then he came back a couple of times, and they kind of did the Ricochet thing with him, where he came out to get squashed or beat by some up and coming person, and all of a sudden, like in the last few weeks, Mustafa Ali took an interest in him, and was kind of like scolding him and telling him what to do or whatever.
Well, their whole gimmick was Mustafa was trying to become a bad guy. They were like the what's the WWE's favorite thing to do with tag teams? Will they coexist? Can they coexist? They were doing that crap with them.
But you know what? But it was worse than that, because they had Mustafa Ali being this voluntary mentor. So they had Mustafa Ali being MVP, but really being a heel to a real babyface.
Exactly.
So Mansoor wasn't really like clicking with what he was telling him, and Mustafa Ali was getting really frustrated with the things that he wasn't doing. But I mean, that aside, so we got Mansoor back on TV, we got Mustafa Ali on TV. At one point in the match, AJ Styles is getting the unicorn stomp, where Mansoor, Xavier Woods, and Kofi are tagging each other repeatedly and stomping the shit out of AJ, but nobody's stomping Mustafa Ali. And then finally he tags himself in, and what happens? AJ serves him up in the corner, and then that's when the heels take over. We ended up with Mason T-Bar looking really strong and getting in some really good offense here.
Your favorite tag team.
And they did a promo before the match that
their promos make no sense.
It was still very Ascension like. You're in the back with the crates and shit behind you, and the camera's down here, and we're gonna rah.
Their promos are weird. They're like, so the monkey crosses the street and he grabs a banana, and then he eats the banana and throws the peel in your face. Tonight on Raw, we're gonna find the elephant with the banana and the peanuts. Like, what the fuck are they talking about?
You know what? If the promo was like that, I'd be sold. But it's not. It's too inconsistent. Hey man, exactly. They could definitely use a Mr. Fuji in their corner.
They can use a Dr. Style Slick. They can use a Paul Ellering. They can use a Teddy Long. They can use a Roberto Rodriguez. They can use Jesus. They need somebody in their corner, man. Because in my opinion, they should take out those fucking masks. They should change your name. Donovan Dijakovic. Great athlete. NXT did amazing things. NXT, him and Keith Lee. Oh my God, amazing matches.
So if you look closely, the clothing, their outfits that they wear look a lot like Coffin Drop Dude with the cut off shorts.
You're talking about Darby Allin.
Yeah, they look a lot like Darby Allin's like cut off shorts with the tights sewn in. Yeah. And the costuming is just, but these are just two big, huge guys. The funny thing is, I looked at them and I was like, later on tonight when they go out to Arby's to grab a sandwich before they hit the road to the next spot, someone's going to look at them and be like, do you go around look like that every day? I mean, I just wonder about that.
Someone's going to be like, bro, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
But so anyway, in the tag match, they came off looking strong. New Day came off looking pretty good. But really the purpose of this match was to sell Omos, the giant Omos. And there was a point in the match where the New Day, each one had a leg. Mansoor was around his neck, and he had Mustafa Ali by one arm. They were all trying to wrestle him down, and Omos did the giant raw.
Because he's so big.
He's so big.
He's so big.
Because he's so big.
Ladies and gentlemen, Omos is so big.
And he just threw everybody off of him, and then he picked up. So one thing they did do, somebody talked to Omos about how he does the double hand choke slam. And they helped him improve it. They helped him improve it. because now when he does the double hand lift up, he slams him down, and then after the slam down, he puts his hands up like this. So a little bit more theatrics to it, like, and
well, let me tell you this right before we go any further. Big E is legitly trending on Twitter, #1. Everyone from Cesaro saying the new WWE champion Big E, happiness. Kayla Braxton and new congratulations to WWE Big E. WWE Big E, Big E's WWE champion. That's from the WWE official Twitter page. And they're crying. Everyone's so excited that Big E's the new champion. I love the fact they put the belt on Big E. He's worked so hard to get where he is. He's one of those guys that literally deserve this championship. Now let's see if Vince lets him run with it.
Now let's see if Vince let him run with it.
This is what we like to call in the industry a hot shot, cheap heat booking. It's like maybe they should let Big E win the title in his hometown.
But they let him win it in Kobe's hometown.
Of course.
So Kobe's hometown, it's the New Day's hometown.
And rub it in Kobe's face real quick.
So it's all their hometown.
Now let's hope that this is my hope for this. This is my hope. Okay, the Raw draft is coming up. The draft is coming up. My hope is that they draft Bobby Lashley to SmackDown, so Bobby Lashley can finally get his match with Brock Lesnar. Finally get his match with Brock Lesnar, man. That's the only reason he signed with the WWE in the first place. He said, I just want you to give me a match with Brock Lesnar. Vince was like, yeah, pal, I'll give you one. 2021. And that was like 2010. But yeah, I think that would be the best match for Bobby Lashley right now. He's done everything else. He did everything on Raw. He's wrestled everyone on Raw. Wrestling Randy Orton was it.
That not only that, he beat Randy Orton.
Yeah.
And he still got a job.
Not many made. He beat Randy Orton. He didn't show up on AEW, so he's okay. Randy Orton really should go back to that career killer gimmick, the legend killer gimmick. He should be called. He should be the he should be the
Endeavor.
He should be the
Future
Endeavors. Yeah. Like you wrestle Randy Orton, yeah, your match is gonna be Future Endeavor. Speaking of Future, oh my God, I gotta say this, ladies and gentlemen. 9/11, 9/11, one of the most horrible days in American history. 20 years ago, I was 27 years old, working in the Long Beach Police Department when that happened.
Oh wow,
20 years ago. Now you want to know something really screwed up? The WWE did a show, Madison Square Garden, 9/11, down the street from Ground Zero. Down the street.
Yep.
Down the street where Zelina Vega's father passed away, where he died in the 9/11 tragedy. And Vince, Stephanie, Triple H, John Laurinaitis, Kevin Dunn, they pulled her from the fucking show. She got new gear, tribute to her father, tribute to everyone lost in 9/11. They show these cool packets, these cool video packages, because WWE is really great with their production. They show great, packages, right?
Okay.
They let the person who was actually involved, someone who lost someone. That's like BCW Worldwide saying that me, and the OIWA saying me, as a North American heavyweight champion, we're going to have a day of remembrance for everyone who passed away from COVID, but you can't be part of it. What? You see how cold-blooded that was?
What was I was going to say, what's the rationale behind it?
They didn't have enough time. But you had enough time for a 20-minute tag match. You could take 5 minutes off of that.
Yeah.
A singles match. You could take 5 minutes off. You could have gave her 2 minutes. You could have let her come out and fucking speak. You had time to run those video packages.
Wow.
But you didn't have time to let her come out and speak. And this is the woman that you fired because she didn't want to give up her Twitch account. You fired her husband, who's now Malachi Black in AEW. You brought her back. You gave her job back. She hasn't won a match since she's been back. She's just continuously being punished. Now, on one hand, I can say, wow, that's really screwed up. They're treating her like crap. But on the other hand, I can say, you went back there to that abusive relationship.
That's true.
So I don't feel bad for her having a job there because, hey, she went there, she did it.
They must have given her the right number, the right opportunity, the right cash, whatever it was.
Sometimes money talks, but in real life, bullshit walks.
Correct.
And the blatant disrespect by Vince McMahon and company, total disrespect. But let's go back into the Raw preview. I mean, Raw review. I was getting a little upset and a little offended because when I saw that come across my newsfeed, I was like, "Are you serious?" So I contacted someone I know in the office, and I specifically said, "Hey, man, why didn't you guys let Zelina Vega even narrate the fucking videos?"
Yeah.
Their response: "We just didn't have enough time." You got 3 fucking hours. No, I'm sorry, it was a SmackDown. You had 2 hours. That's fine. You gave Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman and the Usos. You gave them fucking 35 minutes of the damn hour. 2 hours. You couldn't shave off 5 minutes for her?
Nah.
Cold-blooded, man. Cold-blooded. And she had a tag match that she was set up. It was her and Carmella versus the Tamina and Natalia. So they scratched that match off. Just scratch it off. We ain't gonna do it. I don't know. When I see stuff like that and I hear stuff like that, it just it drives me up the wall, man. I don't know. I'm just a supporter I'm a supporter of people. So when I see stuff like that, it just irks me.
Man.
Anyway. So going back to the Raw review. So now we have Shayna Baszler versus Charlotte Flair. Non-title match. What happened?
Charlotte still won.
You
had interference from Nia Jax to set up Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler next week on Raw, or maybe it's at Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules is Sunday, I believe.
Yeah. I've said it before and I've said it again. Shayna Baszler has been booked horribly. Even when Shayna Baszler had Charlotte Flair in one of her submission moves, the chokehold.
Careful to clutch.
They still had Charlotte, elbowing her way out of it.
Of course.
You cannot tell me that Shayna Baszler does not know how to lock that shit in. We've seen her lock it in, or ain't nobody elbowing their way out of it. And it's just, it's frustrating to me because you're going to sit here and call somebody the submission machine, and you're going to really play up this person's, submission technician and all this. And then
she's a magician.
And then you have Charlotte Flair playing to the crowd, taking minutes off the clock to get to the top of the ropes, to do a backflip, to do a moonsault on her outside the ring.
I know a place where those minutes could have been used better. It could be used better to give Zelina Vega something to say.
Yeah,
like, Jesus Christ.
So so you had that, and I was, from when the match started, I was like, oh fuck, here we go. And then Nia Jax comes down and causes a distraction, and I was like, oh fuck, here we go. So yeah, so that was that.
So
I mean, even if it was close, even if it was like she put her submission move and Charlotte managed to get to the ropes and grab the ropes, even if it was something where she went for the submission and Charlotte was fast enough to, bend over and ram her head into the ring post, something. But let Shayna Baszler do what she does.
I mean, Charlotte's
don't act like she's something like, oh, what am I doing here?
Charlotte's like 6'1", 6'2". She can reach everywhere. Come on, give her an opportunity.
Leg on the ropes, foot on the ropes, hand on the ropes, finger on the ropes, whatever. Let her be in peril. I mean, if she wants, well, okay, who's the baby face here? Is it Shayna or is it Charlotte?
Shayna. Look, as weird as it sounds, Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler, Nia's going to be the face. Because of all that comedic shit she's doing. Oh, my hole. All that comedic shit she's doing. Vince is going to push her as a face. Ladies and gentlemen, right here, 9/13/2021 at 8:31 p.m. on a Monday night. On Monday Night Mayhem with your boy Chemical Julian and your boy The Franchise. I am predicting it right here, right now. And my predictions for AEW All Out were 9 and 10. Yeah, I went 90% on those predictions. Look, Nia Jax is about to become the biggest face on Raw Women's Division. You watch. I'm putting it out there right now. It's in the ether. It's in the air. It's going to happen. And I'm going to show you why it's going to happen.
While Natty and Tamina are heels.
Exactly. Just like, remember when Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke were like these beautiful blonde girl faces that, oh, we are so good. We're flexing every week and we're blonde and we're cute.
Yeah.
They were faces that did heel shit.
Okay.
Like, let's go attack this girl and get disqualified. Oh, we showed her. You lost.
Right.
The object of this show, the object of this game, in this industry, this business is to win.
The fact
DJ Khaled said it the best. All I do is win, no matter what. Not get disqualified and think that I'm cool. Nia Jax is a bad girl. The whole gimmick between her and Shayna Baszler, they were bullies. They bullied all the girls. They bullied all the girls. So WWE, be a star.
They weren't just bullies. They were beating the brakes off these chicks.
Trust and believe. They were the biggest, mean girls on the block.
It was Shayna Baszler doing the break beating. Man. Okay, Nia Jax was in there jumping on people and smashing them and dropping legs on them. But Shayna Baszler was stretching motherfuckers left and right.
Well, here's the thing. She did all that. She beat the brakes off people. But you know what? There was one spot where Nia Jax went for a leg drop and she missed and she screamed out as loud as fuck, "Oh, my hole." And there it is. Fucking Pro Wrestling Tees t-shirt right there. Number one seller. Number one fucking seller. It is what it is, man. We all know the truth. Vince McMahon did not give a shit about booking the women. John Laurinaitis, what the people power? You know, that fucking guy. He thinks that women aren't wrestlers. He thinks they're just TNA. Before you know it, we'll have another bra and panties match at fucking WrestleMania.
Wow.
I mean, he was the mastermind behind all that shit. So when he left, the women's revolution came out, and women were actually able out there to and
matches.
I'm going to say this as a wrestler, not as just a podcast, person or a commentator or a booker of a wrestling company or anything like that. As a wrestler, I've seen some phenomenal women's matches. These women can go. Some of them are better than the fucking guys, man.
Yeah.
But, the WWE, it's blonde hair, blue eyes, ample breast, ample butt in a thong because that's what Vince thinks is going to sell. I've watched women who were great wrestlers get degraded into gimmicks like that because, well, Vince wanted that. That's gonna make money, pal. It doesn't. It just degrades women. It's really stupid. And I really hope that John Laurinaitis doesn't shit on the women again. They said that
anybody could explain to me why we needed to see Vicky Guerrero in a mud pit with Stephanie, I believe, and it was Vicky's goodbye match before she hit the road. Those minutes could have been used to let Zelina Vega. Anybody. They could have given it to Connor's Cure. They could have done those minutes for anything except for what they did with that right there.
And that goes to show you what I think of women's wrestling. It totally sucks. It totally sucks. But hey, Timbo, one of our producers, he just texted me with a really good point. He said Vince probably wanted to do something big to compete with Monday Night Football. I don't think it's Monday Night Football. I think it's the 18 to 49 demographic.
So,
I think it's AEW.
Yeah. So the people watching Monday Night Football right now, let's put it like this: it's Monday. If you're watching wrestling, you're watching wrestling. If you're watching football, you're watching football.
My Packers played yesterday. I didn't watch Raw.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, my Chicago Bears, they played last night and they lost. So I'm watching wrestling.
Exactly. Let's say it looks like my Packers. Oh my God. I was like, did we even leave Lambeau Field? Like, wow, whose Cheerios did we piss in? That was almost as bad as a T-Bar and Mace promo. Like, it was that bad. I said it. I'm a Packer fan. I can truly say it. That was almost as bad as a T-Bar and Mace promo. It was horrible. Speaking of horrible,
almost.
Let's go play some Bills real quick. We'll be right back.
Drive me insane! All these rules are lame, have been taking all the fun out! Drive me insane! All these rules are lame, have been taking all the fun out! Drive me insane! All these rules...
You want to get your hair cut, you go get your hair cut right. You head down to Big D's Barbershop. Big D's Barbershop, Vancouver, Washington's best and brightest. 1019 Main Street, Vancouver, Washington, where you can go get your hair lined up, cuts, fades, shampoos, conditions, and all the great things that go with supporting a local barbershop in a local business area. You can also reach them online at www.bigdsbarbershop.com. Go get your haircut right.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Speaking of great futures, ladies and gentlemen, for all your pro wrestling news needs, go check out bodyslam.net for all your wrestling needs. That's www.bodyslam.net, ladies and gentlemen. You get all your updated wrestling news, all your gossip, all your rumors, reviews, editorials, and so much more. You can check them out every day on bodyslam.net. Speaking of bodyslam.net, we're going to have some very big news regarding bodyslam.net and the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast live this Wednesday night. So check it out. All right, let's get back into this craziness. Craziness of Monday Night Raw, man. Crazy. Damien Priest issues an open challenge to the United States Championship. So Damien Priest was like, hey, I'm going to put my belt on the line too. Let's do it.
And who answers the championship challenge? The something Enigma,
the charismatic Enigma.
Yeah, charismatic.
The NXT champion himself, Jeff Hardy.
The unofficial NXT champion.
I mean, dude, he freaking pinned the NXT champion, like cleaning the ring. So hey, you know,
who was recently chasing the 24/7 belt, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yes.
Because
at least he wasn't dressed up like a dog.
24/7 belt where we saw Cedric Alexander chasing after it also.
You know, I'm looking at this group we're in right now, and Adam Woods had a very good point. He said Kofi would have never won the championship if Mustafa Ali hadn't gotten injured. Biggie wouldn't have won the championship tonight if AEW wasn't getting traction.
Oh no, that's true.
I believe that's true.
No, that's legit. That's legit. I mean, this was a total hot shot.
It was.
But you know, So one of the funniest parts of this match is that,
Sorry, guys. Still suffer from a little bit of the flu.
So you've got you've got the charismatic Enigma kind of running this match for a good portion of it. Really taking it to Damien Priest, and for the finisher, Damien Priest hits his finisher called the
Reckoning.
Yeah, the Reckoning.
He changed it because the Reckoning was yeah. I think it was called the Reckoning.
Yeah, which looks like a twist of fate.
Exactly.
And so when he hits the twist of fate, Reckoning, it's awkward looking because it kind of seems like Jeff Hardy is kind of like, wait, what do I do here on the receiving end?
Right.
Like I'm used to giving these. How do I
take this bump? I'm used to making people do this bump.
And so there's a part where he doesn't immediately roll with it, and he's kind of like, oh yeah, and then he twists with it, and bam, and Damien Priest gets the 1, 2, 3. I forget what Sheamus said, but he said something about what's with Damien Priest shooting these imaginary arrows. Is he a Puerto Rican something? And I don't remember what he said because I just started laughing immediately, and I did not hear what he said. So, ladies and
gentlemen,
that
Pat McAfee is back. My God, where was Raw hailing from tonight?
Boston.
That's right, the TD Garden, right?
Yes.
I hate Boston.
Live out of Boston.
I'll tell you right now, man. I was wrestling in Boston. I was wrestling in Rhode Island for Brutal Bob Evans and his company, and we went through Boston. Flew in there. I got to go to Cheers. They didn't say my fucking name unless I paid them $5. Walked back out. I was like, BJ. It was ridiculous. But it's a beautiful place. The people there can't drive. It was so bad.
Oh, Julian, it's the rotaries.
This is not. This is a straight shoot. I got the car from the airport. My hotel was 3 blocks from the airport. From the airport to my hotel, I decided I was taking the car back to the airport, and I wasn't driving the whole time I was there. That fucking bad. Bostonians, if you're watching this podcast, please understand, you guys can't fucking drive. There, I said it. Those are my opinions and my opinions alone. They do not reflect those of the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. So you guys, even I get to do it sometimes.
Speaking of getting your name wrong.
Right?
What's your name? The GM for Raw.
Oh, you mean Sonya Deville?
Sonya Deville.
The non authority figure?
Yeah.
Remember, they don't have authority figures anymore.
She made a match for Nikki AHS.
Oh God. AHS.
And so for the rest of the time, like leading up to the match, they kept emphasizing ASH, Nikki ASH.
Yes, Nikki ASH, almost a superhero. ASH.
Yeah, almost a superhero.
Like, what do you gotta like? It's like the acronym. People don't say God, G-O-D. God, G-O-D. We know the acronym.
Yeah.
Almost a superhero. Nikki, almost a superhero. I get it. She's almost a superhero. Jesus Christ.
Nick Ash.
Yeah, it is what it is. Ashy Nikki. Or like that one chick that they fired, the writer, when she called Bobby Lashley Bobby Ashy. I don't know if that was a racial slur or she just didn't know his name was Lashley, but
Ashley.
She was like,
Bobby
Ashy. I was like, what the fuck?
Bobby Ashley.
Oh man.
Man, if somebody had made some bootleg Bobby Ashley t-shirts, that would have been great.
I would have worn one too. I'd have worn the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go buy these shirts at ashleyboy.com.
Like the old Woody Hutton t-shirts that the Brum Man made on Martin.
Right? Brum Man was selling everything. How you gonna have a CD player with no deck? How you gonna
Fifth floor.
We'll sell you this.
Fifth
We'll sell you
floor.
this dining room set minus the chairs. They're gonna cost you extra. Ridiculous. All right, so Rhea Ripley faces the women's tag team champion Natalya in a singles match.
Oh, what we forgot is Nikki ASH pinned
Almost a superhero.
Tamina.
You know, look. I'm so sick and tired.
The announcers announced Tamina as the winner, and it looked like Tamina kicked out a little late, but still Nikki won. So you got to go with it. But the announcers still mentioned this. The announcers still said, "And the winner of this match, Tamina."
And they're like,
And then,
what?
and then there's like some, and then Tamina gets up and starts like whooping on Nikki or whatever. So it was like there was even some confusion as to was the match continuing? Oh no, she won. And then it's like commercial break. All right, next up we're gonna have Natalya's gonna fight Rhea Ripley.
Now, how did that end?
It ends up with Rhea Ripley putting Natalya in the figure, the 4-leaf.
The figure 8.
No, what is it?
The clover leaf.
The clover leaf
Sharpshooter.
submission. And she taps, she submits.
Okay, so here's the thing. Shotzi Blackheart and her tag team partner, Tegan Knox, have beat the tag team champions 3 times.
Okay.
In those championship contenders matches. Tamina and Natalya have lost to both Nikki ASH, almost a superhero, Nikki Ash. She's almost a superhero. And Rhea Ripley. I think their tag team name was like, it was something funny. Because Nikki Ash, almost a superhero, Nikki Ash, ASH, Nikki Ash, Nikki ASH, almost a superhero. Gotta make sure you get it right, because you don't want the WWE getting all mad and flagging us because we didn't say it right. I think they're calling themselves like
Rip Ash?
Hero Brutality or something. It's something stupid. Yeah, it's dumb. But anyway, I digress. The tag team champions have not won a match. Singles or tag team matches since they've been the champs. They've lost every fucking match. Now here's the thing with the WWE.
Now
You're supposed to protect your champions. Protect your champions. Don't have them fucking losing to everybody.
I was trying to think back to like the Bulldogs, Hart Foundation. Who's some of the big tag teams?
Demolition, the Rockers, Strike Force, the Killer Bees, Beefcake and Valentine, Joe and Mama. I mean, I don't know. Shit, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, even in non-title matches, which was like superstars and whatnot, I mean, they'd still win. You never had them losing. Repeat. You would have them losing maybe before a pay-per-view or that singles match before the pay-per-view. One of them would lose, but you would not have.
Here's my thing about that. Here's my thing about that. The WWE, we already know they think the fans are stupid, but a champion should be look how they protect Roman Reigns.
Oh, of course.
Look how they protected Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
They didn't want Lashley to get pinned for a long time. They didn't want Lesnar.
So
Lesnar never got pinned as champ.
So real quick, you got to remember that even when he had these multiple matches with Drew McIntyre, Bobby was kind of beating him pretty soundly.
Yes.
And I mean, legitimately, when Bobby beat McIntyre at Mania, I mean, he had him in the submission, and McIntyre got out of it, and Bobby held on to it and reapplied it and tapped his ass. I mean, so they had him like legit strong champ.
Exactly. That's where you're supposed to build your champions, man. Make your champions You should make your champion so fucking over to where people are like, dude, oh my God, can you believe it? He got
Be like
beat,
Brock.
you know? But to have your champion lose every week, no one gives a fuck. When he loses, it's like, he just lost another match. It does
You mean
what
book him
it
like Brock.
does, it diminishes the new champion. And all it does is diminish the new champion, but it makes the old champion look like nothing. There's this rule.
You mean book him like Brock.
Not even book him like Brock. I mean,
But what I'm saying is, even Brock, Brock Lesnar does not have the title because why? Because he lost it. But still, when he comes back, people aren't like, fuck that dude, he lost the title. They're
exactly.
like, holy shit, it's Brock. He's here to beat somebody's ass.
It's like the thing with Sasha. Sasha will win the championship and she loses the very first title defense.
Yes.
So it didn't mean shit when Sasha won the title. I was like, oh, she's just gonna lose it next week. As soon as you get a shot, as soon as someone gets a shot, they go win it. So when she retained the title for the first time, people are like, oh shit, the streak is broken.
Yeah.
You know? It's like Undertaker. Everyone knew you put Undertaker in a match at WrestleMania, he was gonna win.
Correct.
That dude went fucking forever winning matches at WrestleMania. He'd lose at SummerSlam. He'd lose at fucking King of the Ring. He'd lose at Backlash, fucking Cyber Sunday, where all the stupid pay-per-views that happened.
Yep.
Boiling Point, all these fucking pay-per-views. But when it came to WrestleMania, he was not fucking losing at WrestleMania.
Correct.
Like you knew the streak was gonna go. But when he lost, people were like, oh shit. Taker fucking lost.
So that was a legit moment. I remember everybody who was here at the house. And when it
Taker
was
guy with big ass eyes, like, you know,
when it was 1, 2, 3, it was dead silence because it was, oh shit, did the ref fuck up? Oh man, the ref, he's
right.
fine.
Ref is dead. He got
Ref,
fucked up.
yeah, it's a wrap. This dude ain't never gonna work in the business again. And it was like, nah, you're a winner.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar.
And
Streak is
everyone was
over,
like,
y'all.
wow.
And people were just like, whoa, what the fuck happened?
Right? That's the way it's supposed to be. When you build someone, you make like your champion is supposed to be the icon. Your champion is supposed to be the man. Everyone should want to beat that guy. Ric Flair, I will say this about Ric Flair. He lost that championship 14 times.
Sure did.
But he's won it, 16 or whatever? 15, 16 time world champion? So he's lost it 17 times. But you know Ric Flair won that championship. It had championship match after championship match after championship match after championship match. And he was a chicken shit ass wrestler. He would have the horseman jump you. He would get you in the parking lot. He would do all this shit to you. He would make your life a living fucking hell. That way, when you won the title from him, it was huge.
Correct.
Nowadays, this guy's a champ. Oh, he'll lose it on Monday. Today is Monday. Big E just won the championship. There's a pay-per-view on Sunday. If he loses the championship on Sunday, we riot. But that's 50-50 booking because Bobby's going to come back and win the title on Sunday. You watch. I guarantee you, before the end of this week, social media is going to say rematch for the WWE Championship. Bobby Lashley versus Big E. Or they might throw a monkey wrench in it and really fuck with your head and say Bobby Lashley versus Big E versus Randy Orton.
Or Bobby Lashley versus Big E versus Big E's dream match. Goldberg.
That's
big
a solid
sweaty men slapping meats.
Big men slapping meat. Oh my God. That's just so wrong saying that.
Yeah, it is. It's really wrong.
But it's so funny because like I was listening to Luke. I was listening to a friend of the channel, Simon Miller from What Culture, from Ups and Downs. Yep. And his thing, he loves saying just meaty men just slapping meat, just beating each other, just meat, just smashing each other. I'm thinking to myself, over in England, they really highly sexualize everything they talk about. And he would be like, this big sweaty man just slapping meat. I love them. Just big dudes just slap their meat. I'm like, dude, this isn't a Blue Chew ad.
Yeah. They go slap the meat someplace else.
Not on my TV. I'm not trying to watch that. I don't know what kind of kinks you guys are all into, but that is not my jam. But all in all, what do you give this Monday Night Raw on 5 stars?
So let's finish it off. Out of 5 stars,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it 3.5.
3.5. Okay, that's shit.
And I'm gonna tell you what. So Shayna Baszler is always gonna take at least a half star when you just purposely book her bad like that.
I don't get it,
Because
man.
it's beyond insulting. I mean, considering how she was booked in Q1 of 2021 compared to now, man, it's just insulting.
Yeah.
All the other stuff, and once again, if I believed that WWE was going to invest in long-term booking, I really would believe what I saw in Mason T-Bar getting the push, what they're doing with Omos, what they're doing with the New Day. And those are some highlights from tonight because, I mean, well, shit, actually the Viking Raiders didn't even wrestle, I don't think. I mean, they were there for a minute.
Of course.
But they got barely any TV time. Drew McIntyre is really getting saddled with this.
Drew McIntyre's getting traded to SmackDown. We already know that.
Yeah, he's really getting saddled with this whole thing with the Maharaja and
The Maharaja.
Shanky and Veer and all that.
Shanky
Which
Veer.
I mean, they could do something with that too. But but I mean, it was a good show. It was a hot shot show for sure. And I mean, hell, hot shot. I'm cool with that. I like good frivolous, high profile stuff being thrown my way. But I mean, hopefully, just don't shit on it next week.
You don't, you don't want to know about guys slapping meat. We don't need to hear that.
Yeah.
It's just so ridiculous.
So 3.5 stars, I'll go with it. And if they can keep it up, are they gonna? I mean, is this what you should be doing to counteract Dynamite for the demographic? Not really, but I mean, you've already fired a bunch of guys that you probably needed to use to counteract them. So you got to work with what you got.
I mean, look how stupid they are, dude. Vince McMahon is so dumb. Fox was willing to pay CM Punk's salary. They're like, dude, we will pay his salary. Just get him back. Dude, the networks are so angry. The networks are so angry that, I mean, first and foremost, Fox is upset that major stars are over here. And then you got USA who's like, what the fuck? You got all these guys on SmackDown. Like, we have Raw is now the B show.
Yes, it is.
And let's not go with NXT and what they're doing in NXT. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I truly believe that Nick Khan is a great businessman, but not a great wrestling businessman.
No, and it's just like
He ain't like Tony.
It's just like when Turner and AOL merger and all that. They were making as much money for the shareholders as possible, and they were cutting costs appropriately and so forth and so on, and making the maneuvers, but they didn't know wrestling business. And
it's like when WCW was going.
At the end of the day, if you don't have wrestling fans, you're not going to have wrestling money.
True.
Because if you don't have people tuning in, if you don't have a loyal fan base tuning into your product, you're not going to have ratings. You're not going to have a demographic. You're not going to have people buying your merch. You're not going to have people to move the needle. You're not going to have people supporting your product. And that's what you want, and that's what you need. Today True. You're going to be like, hey, look at these great numbers. You know what it is? It's like getting your body in great shape to get with that badass chick you want to get with. And then as soon as she signs on, you're just like, fuck it, back to donuts and beer.
It's funny you say that because a friend of mine was like, man, I was dating this girl. And when I first started dating her, she would go to the gym every week. She would work out like 3 times a day. She was sweating. She would never do this. She would never do that. She was always on her grind. She bought herself the TikTok pants, made her booty look good, all that stuff, right? So, man, I legit gave her a ring and asked her to marry me, and she gained 30 pounds. I'm like, you know what? Dudes do the same thing. Guys do the same thing.
Yeah.
We get hella comfortable, and it's like a thing. It's like, you know, it's a thing. But the whole, wow, man. I'm sorry. I just seen something really ridiculous. You know, the Miz on the Miz's TikTok page, he's always doing TikToks with R-Truth and
Oh shit.
Nia Jax. And yeah, Shayna Baszler comes in. It's just so funny, man. Like the whole thing is just this guy's ridiculous. I love the fact that they can do this stuff like 5 minutes after they announced Shayna Baszler versus Nia Jax. But you know, it is what it is, man.
They just talked about the WWE universe taking over TikTok. So
Exactly.
But they're talking about Reggie doing whatever.
They should make that 24/7 title the TikTok title.
Dude, somebody told Vince, hey, you know, Reggie can like do flippy shit and jump around and bounce around. Really? Hey, pal, heard you can bounce around.
Hey, pal, you can flip? Show me your flips, kid.
What's this TikTok thing? Yeah. Like Periscope?
Like tout? Yeah, man, you should go ahead and sign up to our tout. It's live, brother. Every week it's live. Tout this, tout that. What the fuck ever, Vince. Vince, you know, I just say this before we go. CM Punk was right. Vince don't know how to fucking he doesn't know what the pulse of wrestling is in 2000. What was it, 2006? 2011. Here it is, 2021. Vince still don't know shit. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy, the Chemical One right here, the Mixologist, as I like to call him, the Wrestling Mixologist, Chemical Julian, and your boy, the Franchise. They're watching another exciting edition of the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast presents Monday Night Mayhem. We will see you guys on Wednesday, where it's going to be live in living color. And we're going to have a special announcement. Very special announcement, guys. It's going to be off the chain.
It's going to be dynamite out here.
Yeah, big things are popping, man. It's going to be popping. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us here on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. And we are going to say deuces.
Good night.